Hello friends and my dear students, how are you all? My name is Sandesh Masi. I am your computer teacher and today I am going to teach you computer class 4th chapter 1 computer a storage and memory device. Children, you all know that computer cannot work its own, means computer cannot play songs its own, it cannot play movies, it cannot write or it cannot do anything by its own. If you think that computer will do its own any kind of work, no, it needs instructions. So we need to enter certain set of characters and instructions into the computer to make it work. For example, if you want computer to type your name, what you have to do, you have to give instructions, you have to type characters with the help of your keyboard. It cannot type by itself. The set of characters like alphabets, digits or special characters that represent facts or figures is known as data. Means the character which you enter, the alphabets, digits, special characters, whatever you feed into the computer that represent facts and figures, and it is known as data. When this data is processed by CPU, it is known as information. Whatever data we feed into the computer, that is processed by the brain of computer, that is CPU. CPU process it and gives out the meaningful result, and that is known as information. Children, you should remember that unprocessed data is meaningless, but when such data is organized and converted into meaningful information, it becomes useful. For example, your father bought clothes from the market and gave it to tailor to stitch kurta pajama out of it. In this example, cloth can be considered as data and kurta pajama can be considered as information. The cloth in its raw form is meaningless, not useful for you until it gets converted into some dress. Let's take some more examples. Suppose your teacher wants highest and lowest scorers of your class. Means the student who got the highest marks and the student who got the lowest marks. She entered marks scored by each student in all subjects in computer. Now she gave the required instruction to computer. In return, what computer will do? Computer will display the highest and lowest scorers of your class. Here marks fed into the computer represent data, that is in unorganized form, unprocessed. After processing, what we ask computer to give the highest and lowest scorers. So after processing, it gives the name of highest scorer and the lowest scorer. So the result returned by computer represent information. Let's see some more examples. Suppose you want a railway ticket for you. What you will give? You will give your destination, you will give your age, you will give your name. All these required information is considered as data, and after processing you will get your railway ticket. So after processing the ticket you get, that is information, and the information and all the data, that is your name, age and other things, that is considered as data. So unprocessed, required name, destination, age, all is data in unprocessed form, and after processing you get the ticket, that is information. So raw facts and figures is known as data, and after processing whatever we get, that is known as information. Now we will see the data storage units. Whatever we feed into the computer gets converted into a machine understandable code called machine code. Means whatever we feed, we put into the computer, that convert into machine code, and that is known as machine code. A computer can understand only two states. Two things it understands. It understands on and off. On means 1 and off means 0. The two digits 0 and 1 are called binary digits or bits. The data stored in the computer memory in form of bits and measured in bytes. About memory, let's see. There are various units which are used to measure computer memory. As we learned earlier that computer use bits, means it understands only two things, 0 and 1, binary digits or machine code, and that makes a bit. Bit is the smallest unit of computer memory. 8 bits is equals to 1 byte. 1024 byte makes 1 kilobyte KB. 1024 kilobytes makes 1 megabyte MB. 1024 megabyte makes 1 GB, and 1024 GB makes 1 terabyte. So these are the memory units which are used to measure the computer memory. Now we will see the types of memory. Every computer has a certain type of memory. The memory capacity determines how much data or instruction can be stored in the computer, temporarily or permanently. Suppose the work you are doing on computer, that will store temporarily. If you save it on a secondary device, that will store permanently. So the memory of computer is basically of two types, primary and secondary. Primary memory is also further divided into two parts, RAM and ROM. And secondary memory, in which you have floppy disk, hard disk, CD, DVD, pen drive, memory card, etc. Internal memory. Primary memory is also called internal memory or main memory. It is built-in memory designed to store data and instructions while the computer is working. When the computer is working, it uses internal memory. The data stored in internal memory erased when the computer is switched off or when the power goes. Suppose you are doing paint, MS Paint on your computer. You are drawing something and all of a sudden power goes off and you have not saved your drawing. What will happen? When you will restart your computer, you will not get your drawing, because as the power goes, it erases. It is always easier to access data or programs from internal memory, yet it is the fastest of all forms of computer data storage. Primary memory or internal memory is basically of two types, we will see. RAM and ROM. RAM means random access memory. The first thing you can read and write in ROM, means you can store the things in ROM temporarily. It stores the information temporarily and works like a blackboard. In blackboard you write and then your work is done, you erase it. After again you overwrite it or write again, then your work is done, again you erase it. In the same way it also works. And on blackboard that can be constantly overwritten with new data. In the same way it works. The information stored in the computer memory is lost when you turn off the computer or power goes off. When the power will go off, you will lose your data. That's why it is known as volatile memory. I gave you example earlier that if you are doing paint and all of a sudden power goes off, what will happen? You will lose your work. You will not get again your work. So that is because the RAM is volatile memory, means its data is lost when the power is off. Second type of memory is in primary. That is ROM, read only memory. It holds up the startup instruction that prepare a computer for use. Means whatever instructions are required to start a computer that are stored in ROM. The instruction stored in ROM cannot be changed but can be read only. That's why it is known as read only memory. Means you cannot change the settings of ROM. They are permanently stored. It retains stored information even when the power is switched off. ROM is just like an audio cassette, audio disc. Whenever you want, you play that. but you cannot record on that. You cannot record anything. You can play anytime. In the same way, read only memory, you can read the instruction, you can use that, but you can not do the changes. You cannot do the changes in ROM. That's why it is called read only memory. External memory. External memory. External memory, it consists floppy, memory card, CD and DVDs, floppy, pen drives, hard disk drives, internal and external. It is used to store information for a longer period. Data is not lost in external memory even when the computer is turned off. Whatever you stored in your hard disk, that is not lost. Suppose you stored or saved a movie in your hard disk, then when the computer is turned off or the power goes, when you again restart, you will get your movie in your hard disk. It will not lost. The external memory is essential because internal memory of the computer has limited space. It is also called secondary or permanent memory. When we run a program, it is copied from secondary storage to the internal memory. Why? Because computer takes more time to access data from the secondary memory compared to the internal memory. That's why computer use internal memory while working. But for storing our information or data permanently, we use secondary memory. So if you have any query, any doubts, you can contact me. My name is Sandesh Masih. I am telling you again, my WhatsApp number is 8057692618, and thank you for watching my video. Take care, stay safe, be at home. Thank you. Have a nice day.